Hi everyone, my name is Fatima Sandoval and I will be doing a presentation on genetic mutations. So some of the key points that I will be talking about is what a genetic mutation is, how gene mutations occur, types of genetic mutations, and syndromes and diseases that can be caused by these mutations. So basically, a mutation in a gene is a permanent change in a person's DNA, and it is caused by a complete change of structure in the gene, and this can occur during the replication process of DNA. Two of the ways that gene mutations can occur are being inherited by a parent or acquired throughout a person's life. So basically by a hereditary mutation, as you can see here, it's when an egg and a sperm come together and the sperm fertilizes the egg, and a mutation occurs at some point when the DNA is being formed, and that's when the DNA sequence changes and it causes virtually for all of the cells to inherit this mutation and causes things like Down syndrome, Turner syndrome, or other types of syndromes that are throughout a person's life. The difference with acquired mutations is that you could be living a normal, healthy life, and all of a sudden there is some type of mutation that occurs in the DNA process that causes the cells to abnormally be altered and cause things like cancer is one of the biggest examples for an acquired mutation. Some of the types of mutation are, for example, substitution, which basically means that the mutation is exchanged from one base to another. Another type is deletion, which occurs when a section of the DNA is lost or deleted from that one chromosome. Another type of mutation is insertion, which is basically an extra base pair is inserted into a new place in the DNA, causing it to expand or to have extra information that is not necessarily needed. And another type is frameshift, which is caused by the deletion or the insertion, and that causes a change in the codon sequence because DNA comes in codons. So when this happens, a frameshift causes it to basically not be programmed to what it really should be processing in the DNA, and it changes. So it's basically information that is not needed because it's all jumbled up. And you can see it in the next slide where I can show you. This diagram shows, for example, right here in the deletion, you basically have this where it's crossing it off and it's shortening the chromosome in this case. Or in this case, duplication is when it duplicates a section of it and makes the chromosome longer, like I had mentioned. Or inversion, where the sequences are inverted and the information becomes altered. Here you can see an example of insertion. So basically some DNA sequence is taken from one chromosome, in this example chromosome 4, and inserted into a section of chromosome 20. So one of the examples that is caused by a mutation is cancer, and it's a very popular topic because it's very rare how it occurs, but basically different factors, like you can see here in this diagram, viruses, radiation, chemicals, or some people say that it could even be hereditary, cause at some point in someone's life a mutation in the gene, and this gene basically changes the DNA sequence and causes cells to reproduce abnormally, and the dead cells continue to grow, and that's when a tumor occurs, and so on and so on. Cri-du-chat syndrome is an example of a hereditary mutation, and it basically occurs during the time that the egg is being fertilized. This syndrome is caused by a deletion of chromosome number 5, and as you can see here circled in the red, that part of the chromosome is deleted, which causes, obviously, for information that is necessary for any human being to have normal characteristics would be deleted. And that is what some of the symptoms of cri du chat is basically uh, high-pitched screaming. You can see some physical malformations. But the life expectancy is very high because there is treatment for it. So, yes. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this informative presentation.